It's day 2 of provincial electioneering, and Premier Gordon Campbell has gone north to stump in Prince George and Dawson Creek. Meanwhile, Carole James hit the rails in a railway yard to aim some charges of cronyism at the Premier. With the battle heating up, we've got exclusive footage of what election night might look like.
Nobody can stop the great showdown.
Carole James, Gordon Campbell.
To fight for survival of the fittest.
Well, the Godzilla definitely gives Gordon Campbell an edge in the Asian community. There's no denying it.
Well, he's got my vote now.
Yeah. Of course, Carole James might get some of the Monster Island votes. So, balance.
The images are sort of symbolic of what's going to happen up north. He's at Prince George and Dawson Creek, Gordon Campbell is, because that's where the tightest races were.
Yeah, he went to Dawson Creek and came out to... what's this? I can't stop the thing we started, which I guess they said is the theme of his campaign. And I'm like what? The recession and global warming? Like, is that really when you have a trail of broken promises behind you? Be like, ooh, well, we already started.
Yeah. Well, he's making a lot of promises. I love the fact that he stepped off a plane in Prince George and right away hugged a tree and said, "Wood is good. Wood is good." He's like he's stumping for a job as a spokesperson for Viagra all of a sudden.
Whatever city he goes to, because then when he was in Dawson Creek, he's like, oil and energy. Yeah. And then he went to Chemainus and he was like, murals are the key to saving this province's economy. So he knows how to tweak his spiel.
Yeah. Are people going to believe this, though?
Yeah, well, I don't know. The people that want to believe it, I guess. That seems so far... this is all, the handshaking part and the, standing up in front of the backdrop of this is your economy and I'm for that. And it's all that kind of stuff. He played some basketball. He was at a baseball game. He made a very unwieldy hockey analogy against Carole James. Did you hear the hockey analogy? It was like, he said, it's like tonight saying to the Canucks, you guys, we're in a tough fight. We know you're in the playoffs. All we need you to do is get rid of the Sedin twins, Kessler, Burroughs. And then he goes on. He lists all the names of hockey players that he knows.
It's like if Muhammad Ali was trying to get a touchdown in, the bottom of the ninth. Like, it's just a terrible...
Well, yeah, and then he, cracks open a beer hey, just like you guys, blue-collar slob.
Just like you idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to keep this going for another segment because we've got a lot to talk about. But Carole James responded by going into a railway yard and lobbying charges of cronyism at the Campbell administration.
And, yeah, I mean, the thing, there was a weird moment, I guess, that was reported in the paper that somebody jumped off the train they were working on, not a hobo, like a guy who was working and said to Carole James, we haven't received any payments for the BC Rail, whatever, purchase. And so that seems like a kind of a desperate measure for somebody to go through to reach. I don't know if that was a prearranged thing, if that was a publicity stunt or what, but it seems like both her and Gordon Campbell are just doing the publicity stunt part of it and staying away from actually having to talk to any constituents that are affected by policy so far, you know what I mean?
It is very hard to decide what to believe. Do you go with the guy that has proven that he's not keeping his promises? Which I don't know how you can go on television and to the media and make promises and not keep any of them. Why that's legal. Advertisers aren't allowed to do that. You're not allowed, Gordon Campbell should have a little disclaimer after everything he says, not representative of what I will actually do.
That's the thing. He has broken promises, certainly, and that's what he has to stand behind. But then Carole James is making promises that can't possibly come true.
But you don't know that. That's the future.
But if you use any logic, So he's a promise breaker, and she's a promise maker-upper.
And maybe a promise taker here, then, is James Hogan from the Suzuki Foundation comes out today that while they were criticizing Carole James, do you want to take this up?
Well, I mean, this guy, James Hogan, I actually wrote some sketches for an anti-climate change blog that they do a few years ago. He's been donating to the Liberals. He's a Liberal supporter, and that explains some of the lopsided criticism that these environmental groups like the Suzuki Foundation have been lobbying at the NDP. When on the very same night, last night, Gordon Campbell is pumping up building the energy corridor straight out of the tar sands through British Columbia and into Asian markets and stuff like that. He's far from a Green premier, and the Liberals are far from a Green party, but it doesn't seem to be getting dolloped out evenly.
So you're saying that Hogan doesn't know best?